You were with him a lot, and you know all the controversy that followed him. What was it like watching your friend go through that?
It was horrible, you know what I mean? Because, you know this guy is great. You know he's got a heart of gold. And, you know that he wouldn't do any of those things that people were talking about. Later on, of course, after he died, a few of those people came forward and said, you know, it never happened. We didn't do anything. We was pressured by parents, by this or that, and when they needed money real bad, and they figured that was a way to get at him. And there was people out in the press that actually came clean, but it's a little late. You know what I mean? You put them through hell and...
You know, for my friend Michael Jackson, and this is a very good point, Michael Jackson was a witch hunt, okay? Let me just say this. The person that I know, the person that was my close friend, that was like a brother to me, he was not that guy. He was a guy who was so innocent, so kind of sheltered, you couldn't even swear around him. You couldn't talk about drugs. You couldn't talk about nude women. You couldn't talk about sex. You couldn't talk about anything because he was a very religious man.
He just loved children. He was not a child molester, and I am certain of that. He loved children. He played with my son Eric and my son Donald, and he just played with them forever. He loved children, but he was not a child molester. And
let me tell you now, if I had one iota, one shred of doubt, I would not be... I have children of my own. I would not be sitting here defending a man I thought was guilty. This is an injustice. This is an outrage. This is an insult to legitimate victims.
You don't think Michael Jackson has molested one single person?
I do not. I absolutely do not. And I sat with him for 5 months, 5 days a week in a criminal courtroom, watching a very strong belief that Michael Jackson never molested anyone.
Michael was innocent, and that was what the interview was about with the police in 1993.
Was he a pedophile?
No, we don't believe so. He had the desires of women like we do.
Adult, if he was going to hurt somebody, he would never hurt a child. This is the last person in the world, because to him, they were the only people that understood him.
I hung out with Michael when I was young, and I did not have sexual relations with Michael when I was young.
This is not the Michael Jackson that I knew for over 30 years. This is not the man that my children knew. This is not the guy that I knew that they were talking about. I mean, I was godfather to his children, he was godfather to my children.
If he could do something to make their life better, to make something less painful, to make life a little bit more tolerable, even for a minute, he would do that. But he wouldn't do anything to hurt a child. I'm tired of hearing it.
He lives in the building, and he's been a total gentleman, and we've never seen anything like what we're reading about. There are many people that feel that Michael is being used in a way to make money. I just know that Michael Jackson's been with me for a long time, and we've never had a problem.
After all the stories about Michael, how do you feel being back here?
Oh, I have nothing but amazing memories from the entire time that I knew him and was friends with him. He just had this unconditional love. He was so pure. And yeah, I just have so many great memories.